ISIS atrocities. German woman imprisoned for enslaving Yazidi woman. In a chilling tale of terror, a German woman has been handed a 9-year prison sentence for her role in the enslavement and abuse of a Yazidi woman. This shocking case exposed the woman's dark alliance with the barbaric Islamic State and the unimaginable suffering inflicted upon the Yazidi victim. The court revealed how not the defendant not only joined the ranks of ISIS, but also orchestrated heinous acts of RAPE and brutality, all in the name of eradicating the Yazidi faith. As the world bears witness to the Yazidis' harrowing struggle for survival, this trial marks a step towards justice while reminding us of the ongoing battle against the horrors inflicted by extremist ideologies. The brutal offensive against the Yazidis in 2014 resulted in genocide, with thousands of men killed and thousands of women enslaved and abused. So, this is really important because we have all of these foreign fighters that came and joined ISIS, including these foreign women that became their wives. And, they've been captured, and then usually they were in the Al Hol camp, the detention center in that's controlled by the Kurds. And then slowly, 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 we're starting to see more countries repatriate their citizens that went overseas to be freaking savage barbarians, disgusting terrorists, right? And put them to trial. There's a lot of countries that are still refusing to take responsibility for this and take accountability and actually go through the process of taking their citizens back, taking them off the hands of the Kurds, and actually sending them through the system and prosecuting them because they basically just don't want to deal with this issue. This is a huge problem. The US has started to do it more. They're starting to encourage more countries to do it. And we're starting to see some of these cases go through the German system now. And this woman was handed down a sentence for her involvement of her involvement in Yazidi genocide. That's what it is. She was involved in genociding an indigenous ethnic group, right? Um, for those who are
Is
not
that
aware,
her?
no, this is the Yazidi woman that survived.
Oh, okay.
Um, so, oh my God. I mean, I don't even know if I want to talk about what they would do to these Yazidi women because it's so brutal and barbaric. And also, I don't know if YouTube would like it.
Mm.
But needless to say, it is some of the most reprehensible things that you can put a human through, right? And it's justified because they are infidels. It's justified because they're non-believers. And not only that, in the Yazidi faith, their primary god, the name of it is Iblis, which
Mhm.
is obvious. Well, for those who don't know, in Islam and Arabic, that would be the same name that they have basically for evil, for all evil, for Satan himself. So,
Mm. Lucifer.
yeah, thank you, Lucifer. So, if you have freaking ISIS insano savages freaking running around and they come across a group and the group is literally, oh, we worship Iblis. Yeah, horrific, horrific stuff happened after that, obviously. Um, and then came the slave markets after they exterminated thousands of boys and young men. They took the women because Islamically they are justified to do so. Let's be clear in the Quran, in times of war, taking women as slaves, taking women as sex slaves while they are struggling for Allah, while they are doing jihad. They're following the book. And this is what happened. And I mean, I would encourage people to, if they feel emotionally prepared, go teach yourself about what these women went through. If you want to just know about strength of character and resiliency, because these people's, I mean, this only happened a few years ago.
Mm.
These women are still alive today and they're rebuilding their lives, right? And, oh, okay. But here's the thing. So I am so happy that this went to trial. Good. I'm so happy that this woman was found guilty. Good. Put her under the jail. But here's the thing. Okay. She only got 9 years. She got 9 years in prison. Now, personally, I don't know if this is just because I'm an American and Americans, we have an extremely punitive justice system, but unfortunately, we're extremely punitive towards the wrong things, right? Fair enough. I recognize that. We could work on that, okay? But I'm like, 9 years? 9 years for the torture, systematic RAPE, and intentional genociding of a group? 9 years? You should, like, be there for life. 9 years and you get to re-enter German society? Are you insane? Put her under the jail. Like, am I in the wrong here? Like, it reminds me of, Armin, you remember when we were watching that documentary about Iraq and then it got to all the atrocities that happened at Abu Ghraib? And then I did some follow-up research and found out how small the prison sentence served by those sickos who did those things at Abu Ghraib and how I lost my mind. I mean, this happened behind the scenes, guys. I lost my mind. Like, you should never be free again for what you did. Are you insane? So I'm glad that this person is going to jail and under arrest and like that there's been this trial, right? I mean, the fact that this is going to trial and this evidence is being brought forth in this process at all is really important, right? And that evidence going through that standard of rigor, right? All very important. But 9 years? I don't know. People tell me if I'm crazy. I'm like, you should never be out again. Put her under the jail. Honestly, I want way worse to happen to her, but I'm not going to say that on YouTube. And also, this is exactly why emotions are not how we do judicial processes. And I recognize that. Okay? But Arm, what do you think?
I just want to remind everybody that what she did was completely Islamic. This is completely sanctioned by Islam. Everything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not the torture, but the slavery part at least is completely sanctioned under Islam. So, this is what it's like to actually practice true Islam. She came to Germany as a refugee. Is that what you said?
No. She is a German woman who went
She's German
to join
too.
ISIS.
Okay. And she had slaves. What makes you okay? Unbelievable. Let's look at some of the comments. So you want to read these? We also got a super chat, but
Yes.
let's read the comments first.
Someone commented on the news in reaction to this and said, Islamic law permits slavery. What will Muslims do to reform Islam? Well, technically you can't. You can just reform your own behavior. And then someone else responded, good to see Germany stepping up and prosecuting these criminals, yet there's room for a wider dragnet and the sentences should be significantly higher. I completely agree. Yeah, D is saying, no, Susanna, I'm not overreacting. Many social media comments said the same, outrage over the sentence.
And then this one?
I am at a loss for words. I wish the victim who has been through an absolutely horrendous time at the hands of other quote unquote human beings a happy life. It is so sad that this is not an isolated incident. But Armin, what do you think about the sentence in my reaction to the sentence?
I think it's justified. I don't agree with life because it's a sign of more advanced country that it doesn't go all the way when it comes.
That's arbitrary. It's not execution.
Yeah, but the whole point of, I would need to see studies. Would life, 9 is low, but like for example, 20 versus life, is the life really has more of a, does life sentence have more of a um, effect on people not doing these crimes? Because the point of the justice system is not to satisfy our desires for revenge. The point of the justice system is to reduce crimes. So when we have that role in mind, we have to see what works rather than what we want to happen to people.
If I was a German citizen, I would want this woman away for life. I would not want this person to interact with my society at all. You display that level of antisocial behavior, that is beyond antisocial behavior. You do not deserve to partake in a free, prosperous society that's going to care for your need the way that the German society does. Are you kidding me? You get to
Right.
enter my
But again,
community? What, your kids are going to you're going to be involved in my kids preschool? Fuck no. Like what?
true. But again, the justice system's role is not to give people what they deserve. Role of the justice system is to do the things that has the highest likelihood of reducing crime. So if somebody deserves, so for example, if
Protecting society, and
per,
I think this person is a danger to society.
I know, but in that argument, if you say that person deserves, then I think that would be a different discussion rather than what the justice system should do. I think
Yes.
because
No, and that's
yes,
why I said this is exactly why this is not dictated on emotions, right? Like I'm fully cognizant of that.
right, right. We got, so let's go to the super chats. We got,
Yes.
yeah. You want to read this one by
Crab
Crab
gave us a
90?
$10 super chat. Thank you so much, Crab90, saying, I enjoy your coverage. I just want to recommend a book to everyone, Enlightenment Now by Steven Pinker, in which he calls for a new defense of the Enlightenment values for the 21st century. Yes, exactly. Armin, it's one of his favorite books, and he has it on display right
Yes.
here.
I read this book and I interviewed the author. I
Oh,
interviewed Stephen Pinker. I read this book so that I could interview the author. So I interviewed him, Stephen Pinker, on the Secular Justice show. So if you want to go watch that, but yeah, it's it's a, I don't want to say it's a must read, but it's a must read for anybody who cares about enlightenment values. Yeah. So it's a big book though. So
it is.
so
That's
yeah,
a big boy. Look at that sexy
it's
big
a
boy.
big boy. It's a big boy.
Yeah. Got some heft
Yeah,
to it.
but yeah, fantastic recommendation. Fantastic recommendation. I agree with you. Um,
Gaijin also gave us a $5 super chat. Thank you. Saying many religious meme organisms has hijacked human empathy for their own reproduction. 100%. 100%.
mm,
And God. In response to my frustration over this woman's sentence, and Gaijin is recommending Chinese thought reform. See, a
no.
life sentence feels wasteful. Okay, here's the deal. I'm not comfortable with that either because I actually have a whole book about this right here, right? The systematic form of Chinese communist brainwashing involves breaking an individual, okay?
I
So
have a
I'm not into
question.
that.
I have a question. If experts tell you that somebody who has done what we just saw, they are capable of fixing that person after a couple of years and reintroduce them to society as a new person without say, and they say we have the studies to show that we are capable of doing that, a new person that is not a threat to society, would you then be okay with them saying like, yeah, well, like, let's say like we could do this in, I don't know, 10 years for sure, completely new person, no risk to society, we have studies to back this up?
Oh yeah, if there was like really low recidivism rates and like other things, and they weren't going out and also going forward and continuing to promote this kind of ideology. So like I
Yeah,
do. Here's the thing: I do believe in reform, 100%.
yeah,
One of my favorite quotes is by William James. It say, "Never say that you know the last word about any human heart." Right. And that's important. And I know with full awareness that this woman joined ISIS herself because she went through thought reform. You don't go do
Yes.
these kinds of things unless you've been through intense thought reform and have your own sense of being an individual completely broken, right? It's a prerequisite to being involved in extremism to this level, right? So
Mm.
I just think about what this woman went through, right? And if I was her, I'd be like, this demon only got 9 years for this horror that I have to live with for the rest of my life. I mean, you get emotional about it, right? And Oxymoron is saying, I
Yes.
agree with the Armin's idea of justice. Here's the thing, I do too. I'm just expressing my feelings. In
Yes.
my heart, I agree with Armin, but this pisses me off. Okay, guys, give me a break.
Okay, Ehsan, give you a compliment. So I just want to
Oh,
make.
it's on John saying Susanna's accent is sweet. She speaks like a Hollywood actor. I don't know exactly how I speak like an actor, but I'll take it.
Well, I think because as a non-American, given that you have an American accent, non-Americans are exposed to American accents through Hollywood movies. So when they hear somebody speaking with American accents, they remind them of Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
That's what it happens.
Maybe it's when I read the descriptions, I try to like enunciate as best as I can. So that's
Hmm.
probably part of it too.
Okay.
Anyways,
Oh, we
let's
got
go.
another super
Oh,
chat.
oh, thank you, Gaijin. Um, yeah, okay, here's a point for reflection for all of us. Saying in Buddhism, even demons may reach enlightenment.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Well, okay. In Islam. Oh, wait. In Islam, jinns can go to heaven. There you go. Tesla brought up a good point. What
What's
is
her
her
name?
name?
What's whose name?
I think the name of the victim. I think
The
you
name of the
mentioned.
victim was not known, but the woman who's accused of these things is identified only as Nadine K. They don't even list her full name in German media for anonymity
Mm,
reasons. Personally, I'm like, you do shit like this, you don't deserve to be anonymous. What the hell? But
mm.
it's their standards.
I mean, it's. I'd rather be in a country that is so worried about human rights that sometimes people. I mean, when it comes to a country that goes too far with the punishment and a country that goes not far enough with the punishment, I think the latter is probably a better country.
And this is why, see, guys, I'm self aware, okay? I'm self aware. This is why
Yeah.
I prefaced expressing my feelings with saying maybe
Yes.
this is because I'm an American and we get a little extra punitive about the wrong things,
Oh
okay?
yeah.
That's literally why
Yeah.
I started with saying that.
I think you're the only advanced country that still has the death penalty.
Yeah,
Is it? Aren't you?
basically. Yeah.
Wow.
Not
Yeah.
in every state. Not in every state. It's illegal in,
I
I
know.
think,
I know.
many
But you
states.
have it. But you have it. You have it. You have
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
That's the
we
point.
do,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And federally, it is still legal.
Yeah.